We're talking about milestones for 1-year-olds today. The American Speech Language Hearing Association just released their new communication and feeding milestones. We're going to do feeding milestones in a different series. Two things. One, this is just meant to be information, meant so that you have a frame of reference as to when many kids are performing certain skills, but kids develop differently. So I don't want you to be overly worried if your child's not doing every single thing on the list. Development is individual. The other thing I want to tell you is that milestones are different depending on where you look. You could Google, when will my child use 2-word phrases? And you could find different answers in different places because some sources determine that a milestone is when 50% of the kids are doing something or 90% of the kids are doing something. ASHA uses 75%. So let's talk about what 75% roughly of 13 to 18-month-olds are doing. Based on lots of different research studies, I'm digging my way through those studies. So far, they're looking pretty good. There are skills on this list related to what your child understands. So looks around when asked where questions like, where's your blanket? Or where's Ollie the dog? When your child looks for those things to locate them, that's your indicator that they're understanding what you're asking. Following some simple directions, things like give me a hug, give me the ball, give me a kiss, clap your hands, things that you've asked frequently. Understanding and using words for lots of common objects, some actions, and people in their lives. So this is an understanding and a talking milestone. We expect their vocabulary to be growing. We expect them to learn to understand the names of familiar objects, people, and then maybe actions that you talk about a lot, like eat, walk, go, sleep. We're also pointing to make requests, directing your attention to something, commenting. If I point to the dog, I'm just saying, hey, there's a dog. Not saying it, but showing you with my point. Or to get information, like pointing to something that they don't know what it is in a book. Shaking their head for no and nodding for yes. Nodding for yes comes later because it's harder to do motorically. Don't be worried if your child is overusing that no, because once they figure out that they can say no, they kind of use it all the time for a little while. We are probably starting to identify one or more body parts, saying head, shoulders, knees, and toes, look in the mirror, practice on your face, and giving gestures when excited, like clapping, high five, sticking their tongue out, making other faces. This is one of my favorite parts of communication in this stage because they're acting like they're having a conversation, carrying on and on, acting like they're asking questions and making statements, being very serious, but none of it makes sense. Sounds like they're speaking a different language. And I just think it's hysterical, but they just want to be part of the conversations around them.